Hey guys, this is Cricket Forever 123 and this is going to be my first guide on God Wars, and this guide is going to be on Armadyl. I'm making this guide based around a team method, but solos are similar with just a few slight changes. The minimum requirements needed to do Armadyl is 70 range just to enter Armadyl's chamber, 60 strength or agility to enter God Wars dungeon, 70 defense otherwise you'll get hit way too much, 52 summoning for a terror bird and otherwise you won't get on a team if you don't have that. Troll stronghold quest is needed at least, a myth grapple to enter Armadyl, and an Armadyl item or a Zamorak item, and you can also take a Saradomin item if you like, but it is definitely not needed. The recommended requirements just to even get on an Armadyl team would be 85 plus range, 80 plus defense, 67 plus summoning for a tortoise, even better 69 summoning for a fruit bat. Edgar's Ruse quest will allow you to troll him teleport, which makes the trip much quicker. If you haven't done that and have only done Troll Stronghold, then you will need climbing boots to get to God Wars dungeon. Also 85 plus magic will give you an extra mage defense bonus. The inventory setup you will be needing will be 300 ruby bolts enchanted, 350 diamond bolts enchanted, 400 to 500 broad tip bolts that I use them for KC and the minions. Also an extra war tortoise pouch or a terror bird if you're taking a terror bird. 8 Saradomin brews, 10 super restores, and 2 teleports to Trollheim, and a teleport back out of Trollheim. I also take 3 fruit bat pouches and around 400 to 500 fruit bat scrolls. Okay, so this is a pretty affordable setup, but your alternate setup could include an Armadyl helm. I didn't really like using it, I've used it before, it didn't seem to work as good as a Varak's helm. Zamorak coif, a Fury or a ranging Ami. Chaotic crossbow instead of a rune crossbow, a Carol's top or Zamorak d'hide, Spectral Spirit Shield, a Legion Spirit Shield or Divine Spirit Shield are very good, or a Dragonfire Shield, an Unholy Book that would be only for KC, so you would bring another shield in your inventory, an Armadyl chain skirt also, or a Varak's plate skirt. You do need to choose an Armadyl item, so if you can't afford the helm, the chest plate or the chain skirt, then do choose the Armadyl pendant for the kill count, and then you can just switch it to whatever other Ami you have after kill count. You also need to choose a Zamorak item. I choose the Vambraces instead of Barrow's gloves because they don't take up Varak's helm or the chest plate, and they're not very good either. But Barrow's gloves do cape over a lot of high valuable items, so that is a big sort of downfall with the Barrow's gloves. In my War Tortoise I've got 3 brews to 1 super restore, and at the end I've got 1 brew to 1 super restore because of my fruit bat pouches, and while I'm using them I generally won't be taking any Sara brews at all. If you've done Edgar's Ruse, this is what you're going to be wanting to do. It's called a drop trick. What you do is you teleport to Trollheim, then you drop 2 items in your inventory, so I'm dropping 2 Saradomin brews, and then you tele back to a bank, so I'm using Edgeville the Glory, and then you take out 2 Saradomin brews. So now I've taken out 2 Saradomin brews, now I teleport back to Trollheim. And now I'm at Trollheim, teleported there with a full inventory without any unnecessary things. So now I've got 10 Saradomin brews and 10 super restores in my inventory. So I think most people should be able to do these shortcuts. If you can't, then you're gonna have to go all the way around. But so you just climb down the rocks on this side is quicker than the other side because it's closer to the dungeon. Now when you walk past these thrower trolls, if you're not 138 combat, then you'll need to pray range, otherwise they'll damage you quite a lot unnecessarily, and then you'll be using Saradomin brews where not needed. So I'm using the agility shortcut. You need 60 agility for that, and the rock just there you need 60 strength to push. So there's level 132 wolves, I think they are, and so I protect from melee, as do most people, as they will damage you a lot, and it's a multi-combat area. When you get down here, if you don't have a Saradomin item, you'll need to put protect from mage on at the start and just run directly south where the Armadyl lair is. Make sure that you have your myth grapple equipped, and now change to protect from range as you get near those ranges, because I find they do more damage than the Sara than those priests. Plus the priests, there's not as many of them as the rangers are. just grapple the pillar, so that's where you need 70 range, and take off protect from range. So now you need to get kill count. So I weld the broad tip bolts for kill count. I don't use my enchanted bolts, and I kill the level 73s and the 79. You also want a free weld, and I like to flash my prayers because it uses like 2 prayer points per kill, and you don't get hit hardly if you do it right. It takes a little bit of time to get used to flashing. There's level 79 over here, there. So if you just sort of stand in the middle, they'll just keep spawning basically as you kill. So with the flashing prayers trick, you basically want to turn your prayer off as they start their attack, and you want it on before they start their attack. So if you've got it on as they start their attack, it's counted as you having it on through the whole entire attack. So also you want to be picking up the adamant bars that they drop. They drop 4 noted bars, and that almost pays for the trip. Also you want a free world. I kind of interrupt this guy's world, so I hopped. I also got a clue scroll hard, so I picked that up instead of addy bars, because that will probably get you more money than addy bars will. And you don't want to pick up the rune daggers either, because if you're not going to bring alking runes, and that just takes up too much inventory space. So yes, you will need 40 kill count to enter the chamber. So now that I have 40 kill count, I go north to the door, or the boss door. And I've still got 13 minutes in my war tortoise. Usually I have way more, but because I'm making a guide, I sort of stopped a bit more. So this is the door. Do not go in, otherwise you'll lose your kill count and then you'll probably die as well. So there's a team in there, so I just logged out, and now you have to find a team on the forum. Okay, so I've got a 3-man team. I usually do 4, sometimes 3. I'm doing a trio loot share, not coin share. It's definitely a good idea if you don't have much money to do coin share first, because just to get your money. But I have done coin share quite a lot, and I've got a bit of money, so I've got enough money to support myself without getting a loot, but only loot share points. So obviously the less people you have in loot share, the more loot share points you'll get per split. So I do get a drop in the second kill, but it's not very big, but it's a drop. And also you definitely want to have auto retaliate turned off, otherwise whenever the minions attack you, you'll start attacking them. So what I like to do is I like to not eat until I get to around 600 life points, and then I drink up to full, and if I haven't drunk 3 doses, then I don't super restore. If I have, then I will super restore. Don't think, oh, I'm going to drink 5 doses and then super restore, because it won't super restore to your full range or your full stats. The Saradomin brew will give you super defense potion anyway, so you don't really have to worry about that. At halfway health of Kree, then you want to switch to your diamond bolts enchanted, because that's just what everyone does. So you also want to figure out what minions you'll each take. There's 3 minions. I'm taking the mage. So as soon as it's dead, turn off your prayers. I use Hawkeye and protect item. I've got 90 defense. So if you have below 85 defense, then you probably want to use steel skin as well. Definitely always use protect item, because it hardly uses any prayer points, and it gives you an extra item kept on death. Once all the minions dead, if your prayer points are low enough, then there's an altar in the chamber which you can use every 10 minutes, and it'll give you an extra prayer point to your level than usual. Also, if the teammates haven't killed all their minions, help them once you've finished yours. It's a good idea on a fast respawn world to try and pray range as quick as you can, just in case it spawns. And teams generally like to find the spawn point of Kree, so they can save their prayer points by standing on the spawn point, so Kree will spawn on top of them, and they'll have a second or 2 to pray range before she can actually hit you. So I'm not using the altar yet, because I've still got 25 prayer points. And a lot of people say to drink a prayer potion or super restore at 30, but it really, you say, okay, I'll do that, but you never sort of do, because it's just like against your instinct to drink so early. So I'm standing there with the protect from range on, because I don't know the exact spawn time yet. So some people time it, I kind of just keep a mental note in my head, but you get a general idea. After a while you'll get good at it, and I usually set my quick prayers to Hawkeye, protect item, and protect from range. So I have protect from range on until she spawns, and then I turn my quick prayers on, so my range will still be on, but my Hawkeye and protect item will also be on. So make sure to weld your broad tip bolts when you kill the minions, but remember to weld your ruby bolts E back again. Now the only downfall when you're using a terror bird is that it can get killed very easily. Like it has, seriously, it will just get killed. That's a really big downfall with them. I mean, they hold 12 slots, tortoises hold 16 I think. So that doesn't sound like much, but tortoises are much better. So I really recommend you having 67 summoning first. And a lot of teams won't accept you either if you don't have that. So yeah, make sure you switch to your diamond bolts. The reason why you have more is that the second half of the kill tends to go for a little bit longer than the first half, because the specs aren't as big, but they don't take off your health when they spec like the ruby bolts E do. So I get a god sword shard here, which seems like sort of, oh cool, but it really does eat away your loot share points for nothing. It's only 149k, and you have to remember when you get drops is what keeps over your valuable items. Like the gold sword shard does keep over my Armadyl chestplate. Okay, so now both my war tortoises are gone, and I've emptied them both, so that's my inventory from my war tortoises. It doesn't seem like I'm going to last too many more kills because of the amount of brews I have left, but now that I've summoned my my fruit bat, I can cast fruitfall scrolls, and that'll give me papayas, which heal 8 each, 80 life points each, I should say. So they're really good to just get your health to full before the kill without wasting any brews or anything like that. So I like getting my health to full and then keeping on spawning them until I've got a full inventory of papayas. I have had some pretty close calls, so that's why you see me praying range before the kill's even there, because it's just not really worth it. Okay, so everyone's left me because they all ran out of supplies before I had, so I'm just stuck here soloing it. And soloing is quite difficult, so if you're stuck here soloing, then turn Hawkeye to Eagle Eye and Steel Skin on. If you don't have 99 defense like me, I've only got 90. And the reason I could have probably soloed it quite comfortably, but I was concentrating so much on healing that I forgot about my prayer. Also, you have to realize when you're eating and you're soloing, she melees you or he melees you, and you will get owned. Like, it hits really high like that. So as you can see, I just saw my prayer was getting really low. I started spam clicking my restores, so I quickly just tellied out with my Edgeville. I don't like taking one-click tellies because I have soloed an Armadyl chestplate before and I tellied out without picking it up because of my one-click telly, so it was a bit stupid, so I just take glories now. So that's the end of my trip, and it went pretty well. I got a Godsword shard, but yeah, nothing really too good. I've been doing Armadyl for the past week, and these are the drops I've gotten. I didn't screenshot an Armadyl chestplate, so I got 2 Armadyl chestplates, a chain skirt also in the same trip as an Armadyl chestplate, and a Godsword shard, and a few other Godsword shards as well. But they're not really worthy to screenshot.